Are we introducing ourselves or just going for it?
Hey guys, we're the Social Awkward Travelers. I'm Philip,
And I'm Emily.
and today we're going to talk about the 10 best things to bring with you on a cruise.
Number 10, a good book. Now, even if you're not an avid reader, which I do not consider myself one, we knew we were not going to be getting the internet package on the cruise because we really wanted to disconnect and just kind of enjoy being on the boat and all that.
Definitely.
We actually decided to go to Barnes & Noble and pick out a book specifically for this trip. And that was such a good idea. These are the books that we got. I actually finished this completely on the boat because I could not put it down.
I finished that one, but
Yes.
same deal.
This one, either way. And it's just really nice there's so many areas on the boat where you can just sit back and read.
Yeah.
Whether it's by the pool, even close to the bars, so if you can have a drink, I think we spent probably 2 to 3 hours at a time just reading our books, and then we'd get hungry and go wander off for food and then come back to reading the book again. So that was really nice. And we also brought like a crossword word search puzzle books too. And
Which
so that
is-
was really nice.
It was nice, and actually, for those of you that don't know, the ship has a daily crossword puzzle that rotates every day, and you can pick it up in the library
That's
area.
right, the library. So if you
Yeah.
forget a book, you can actually, there's books in there that you can borrow for
That's
while
right.
you're on board.
Yep.
I didn't look at what types of books. It was a very small library, but that's also an option as well.
Yeah, the daily crossword is really nice to not have to bring anything and have something new every day. Reason number 9, and one of our favorite, no, why would it be a number 9? Okay. Number 9 is a portable battery bank, which we highly recommend for a lot of reasons. In general, when you're traveling, at airports, and especially on a cruise ship, it's really nice to have these. You know, they're the rooms that we were in, at least on Independence of the Seas, they had, I think, only 2 outlets, I'm pretty sure.
Across the room.
Like across the whole room, yeah. And they weren't even by our beds, so if you have 2 phones, that's both of the outlets. Like you have to pick and choose, like, oh, I'll do my laptop, or I'll do one phone, or I'll just do both of my phones and have my laptop die. So these are really good for not only the room, but also when you're like in the common areas at the pool. It's nice to just bring that, when you're on your phone throughout the day. And the other thing too is that extension cords and power strips aren't actually allowed on the ship. So this is just a great backup plan to have in general.
Yeah, if you bring one, they will confiscate it from you, and then you'll have to get it back at the end of your cruise. It's also nice if you plan on getting off the boat that you would have a power bank just in case your phone battery goes low. Especially, different countries have different outlet adapters, and if you don't have those, then you would be SOL. Number 8, a day bag. So this was the bag that we brought. It's about a medium-sized mesh-style tote bag. Actually brought this on a whim. Didn't really think about it. I kind of saw it when I was packing. I was like, let me just stick this in the bag. Don't even know if we're gonna use it. But let me tell you, if we had not have had that bag, we would have had to go back to the room probably 3 or 4 times during the day. Every time we wanted to switch activities. So we would read in the morning, and then we would go, do an activity or go to lunch, and not want to carry around all that stuff. So having the bag was really nice to be able to put all of our things in. We carried our books, we carried sunscreen, our hat, the portable power bank, any drinks that we had that were, in a closed bottle, put that in there as well. And again, if you get off the boat, you're definitely going to want to have something to carry all of your stuff with you, for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that trip without that bag.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that you threw it in last minute and it helped us out that much.
It definitely was a really great decision.
Yeah, another thing too, it's really good for when you want to wear a hat to get the sunlight out of your eyes, or wear sunglasses, which is actually our 7th thing on the list, which is bringing a hat and sunglasses. You're on a cruise, so you'll be in direct sunlight if you're on the top deck most of the time, so it's pretty essential to have a hat and a pair of sunglasses to block that out. It's nothing worse than when you're at the pool trying to relax, reading your book and everything, and you have the reflection of the sun bouncing off the water. Having sunglasses will definitely help mitigate that getting in your eyes and messing everything up, so I would highly recommend bringing those.
And as a matter of fact, we forgot ours and realized the day before boarding the boat. So we stopped by the store and paid probably triple what we could have gotten a nice cheap pair from the dollar store from. But again, like he said, the thought of going on the cruise without having the sunglasses, I was like, we're just gonna suck it up and pay for them. And now we officially have our own cruising sunglasses.
Yeah,
For
lesson
next time.
learned for next time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Number 6, a good pair of shoes. We drastically underestimated how much walking we would do on the cruise. We both have the smartwatches that track our steps, and I was shocked to find out that we were getting like 10K minimum steps a day, not even trying. That was just from walking from our room to the dining room to the different restaurants and just walking around the ship.
Yep.
And if we had not have had good shoes, I know by the end of the week that our feet would have been hurting so bad.
Yeah.
The other thing too is a lot of the decks are wet because of the pool or if it rains. And if you don't have shoes that have a good grip, you will slip and fall. I did almost lose it a few times when I was wearing my Birkenstocks at night. You just gotta be really careful. You're also not allowed to wear flip-flops or sandals in the main dining room, so just keep that in mind. You definitely want to also have maybe a few pairs of shoes, your day sandals for just lounging around, some good shoes because you're doing a lot of walking, and then a dressier pair of shoes to have for when you go to dinner as well.
And to follow that up as well, depending on your cruise line, at least with Royal Caribbean, you have an app that has the whole schedule, and on that app you can see before the trip, this day's casual, this day's, it's tropical, this day's more, where you dress up more, so just keep that in mind before you do your trip. And that leads us to number 5, which is a lanyard that can also hold a card. This was actually something that she bought, and I was like, I'm never going to use that, that's crazy. But, when you have your swimsuit on, you don't really want to have, like a wallet on you or anything apart from your phone, which, the bag is nice. You can put whatever you want to in the bag. But when you go and swim, it's kind of weird, you're thinking about your wallet in the bag and you can't really, get in vacation mode. So, ours were really nice. We got them on Amazon for pretty cheap, under, what?
I think they were like $7, and it came with a 3-pack.
And this one in particular, you can detach it, and what I did, I clipped it on my bathing suit, actually. So, you always want to make sure your SeaPass, the card, is with you since you use it for everything. And this is really great to make sure that it stays with you.
Yes, because it was also waterproof, so there was times at night where we just went with just that and a towel, and we didn't have to worry about leaving it on a chair. You could literally just wear it around your neck in the hot tub or the pool and not have to worry about losing your card in the middle of the night.
Absolute necessity.
Yes, for sure. Number 4, a small first aid kit and over-the-counter medicine. So, as somebody with anxiety, I tend to always think of the worst case scenario in any possible situation. And so I wanted to make sure that I would have any type of medicine that I would need in case I got a sore throat, if I was having heartburn, if I had a headache, if I had my allergies flare up. All of that I wanted to be prepared for. And you can buy the first aid kits, but they're kind of expensive. And so what I did was I actually found this laying around. I had it from a craft a while ago. I found it at Michael's. It was technically a bead sorter. It was like $2. And I just put the different medications all in these little compartments. And that way it fit really nice in my carry-on bag. So I always knew where it was in case we needed any of it, which I don't think we used any of it. But I was glad that we had it, because if you had to buy that on board, it would have been triple the price of you just sticking some in your bag.
Yeah, and it's definitely, it's better to have it and not need it than it is to need it and not have it.
Absolutely.
Because, like she said, you'll be paying double, triple, or quadruple the price for that in store.
And piggybacking off of that, so not everybody experiences motion sickness when you go on a cruise, but I've heard for the people that do that it can kind of ruin your experience.
100%.
And so we decided to be proactive on that, and we actually read they have all sorts of things. They have C-bands now, they have pills, all that. We went with the motion patch. It's actually this little tiny sticker that we put behind our ear. It says you can put it behind your ear or on top of your belly button. And you just put it on, and they last, I think, 3 days, and they stayed pretty secure, especially going in the pool, in and out all the time. And we didn't experience any motion sickness at all. So.
And that was my first cruise, so I was definitely the most worried about the motion sickness thing.
Yeah.
I think we ended up having one semi-rough night, and with that on, I was like, oh wow.
I didn't even really notice it at all, so highly recommend those as well.
And speaking of the essentials on the list, this leads us to number 3, which is a sweater/jacket. Why would you want to bring a sweater and a jacket when you're on your, Caribbean cruise? Well, it gets pretty cool at night, If you haven't seen our first video, we'll put a link here for you to go and watch that. But We talk about at nighttime, it's beautiful. You're on a moving boat, so the breeze is always constantly there. And if you're not planning for it, the coolness can kind of throw you off guard if you don't have a sweater or a jacket. And plus, I mean, you know, when you're out there having a great time, you don't want to be out there and be the one that's really cold, right? Like, you want to have the sweater on because you can stay on the top deck with your friends and family for longer. It's just absolutely necessary for sure.
Again, when your bag comes in handy because you can put your sweater in the bag so you don't have to keep going back to your room. Because our boat, they did movie nights out by the pool and it got very breezy. So I was very glad that we had already had our sweaters with us and didn't have to go run back to the room and miss part of the movie. And also, pretty much everything that's inside is air conditioned. So the main dining room, the buffet, all of that is air conditioned and can be very, very cold. So.
And just to pile on even more, if you're going through June, July, or August, you know, bring a light jacket. It doesn't have to be a full puffy or anything like really heavy, but just definitely make sure you have something long sleeve to cut that wind out.
Agreed. Number 2, shampoo and conditioner. Now you would think that this would be obvious, right? But I assumed that just like most hotels, even the cheapest hotels nowadays have some sort of off-brand shampoo, conditioner, lotion on the counter when you get in there.
Which they did. But,
yes, but I was trying to save room in my toiletry bag because as a woman, I obviously have a lot of toiletries that I typically travel with. And I was like, you know what? They're gonna have shampoo and conditioner. It's fine. I don't need any. Until I open the shower door and I see a 3-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, body wash in one of those like industrial containers, and I was like,
not the 3-in-1.
That is not gonna fly. I will ruin my hair if I use that. All girls know that you don't use that in your hair.
And men, if you're using 3-in-1 or 2-in-1, just stop. Now's the time.
Please.
Don't do it.
So we wandered down to the, I guess it's considered a gift shop on board, and I was like, oh, perfect, they have all the toiletries. Do you wanna know what I spent for these? $16 is what these 2 travel size toiletries cost. So
are these the ones?
These are the exact ones because I will be using every single drop out of these bottles because I paid $16 for them. So yes, they will have it, but again, you will pay triple the price because I think you can get these at Target for about $2 a piece.
Yeah.
So less. Lesson learned on that, to not assume that they will have that for you. So
at least they do have it though, if you
want to suffer for the 3-in-1.
Yeah. All right, y'all. The one you've been waiting for. Our favorite item on the list is magnetic hooks. I did not know this, but evidently the walls in the cruise ship are magnetic. So we got a 10-pack of these really useful things off of Amazon, and you can just stick them on the wall. We hanged hats up there. We hung our bathing suits when they were wet. We hung jackets and things. The lanyard, like, it's just absolutely useful all around. You should definitely get a pair.
And I highly recommend that if you are traveling with a carry-on bag, if you have a checked bag, put these in your checked bag because apparently they will flag the magnetic scanners.
At TSA.
Did not know that, and of course my bag got flagged and there was one person going through the bags. I think I waited for over 15 minutes for them to rifle through my bag when these were in the outside pocket, even though I told them that.
And it felt closer to like 20
plus. And we were kind of running a little bit late, and so I was kind of freaking out a little bit. So note to self, these will set off the scanner, so either give yourself extra time or put them in a check bag.
Thank you all for watching the video. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button right below if you want to see more content like this. And please like the video and leave a comment. If you have any questions, we'll do our best to make sure we answer them. Until next time.
Bye.